for change in a society is usually persona non grata with those who have been the beneficiaries of the system.
It's your girl, Ebony McMorris, White House correspondent for American Urban Radio Networks, and we are here at NABOB, National Association of Black-Owned Broadcasters, and I'm excited to be sitting next to my good sis, a titan in the broadcasting industry, Miss Sheila Eldridge. She is the CEO of Miles Ahead Entertainment and Broadcasting. Hey, Sheila!
Hi there, Ebony.
Look, I had to scoop you up because we're in a room, Black-owned broadcasters, and when we talk about people who've opened doors, paved the way, but knows the industry, let me just give you your flowers and everything else I got. Let me see what I got on me.
Thank
I'm
you.
giving it to you right now.
Thank you.
I love the work that you're doing. Cafe Mocha Radio, I'm loving the lineup there, and especially what you're doing on the HBCUs and help building the next generation. What is it like for you being here? What's you feeling while we're here at NABOB?
You know, I always loved NABOB because it's where I started.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, I go way back. Okay, my mentor was Kathy Hughes, and
Yes.
I started at WHUR in the newsroom.
When she was in the...
And when she was the GM, she was a sales manager, and then she became the GM. And I was a student at Howard, and I used to babysit Alfred. We used to have to
Are you
watch
serious?
Alfred. Okay.
Oh. That'd be a part two stories. That'd be part two stories.
And so one of the first organizations that we knew about as students when I graduated, of course, was NABOB. And then I was blessed enough, having been in the industry. I started out, when I started, more on the marketing PR side of the business. But I'm a believer that you have to have a plan A and a plan B. Okay? And so I did my marketing business for about 20 years, but I always loved broadcast.
Okay.
And I went to Miss Hughes and I told her, and now mind you, 20 years in it, I said, I want to buy some radio stations. And she was like, you're not ready.
Oh, wow.
I was like, excuse me? I've been doing this 20 years. I've been in business, run a successful marketing business. I
got receipts.
Okay, I'm good.
Right.
She was like, no, it's a lot you don't know. So I'm going to help put you through this program with the National Association of Broadcasters. It's a year's program.
Oh, wow.
And she says, if you get through this program, you have to, each month, you take a whole weekend and then intense classes from legal to engineering to HR, to market analysis, every aspect of ownership, broadcast ownership in this program. Went through the program, came out, graduated, went back to her. She said, now, if you still want to own a station after going through that, then I will consider selling you some stations. And she sold me 5, she and Alfred sold me 5 stations in Augusta, Georgia. Now, mind you, I had to raise the money. I learned. You got to raise the money. I had to get partners, financing. I went down, they had to cut from 30 employees to 19 employees because we weren't Radio 1. So I did that for 8 years.
As a black woman, because I got to add that in there too, because there's, aside from the hurdles that we just go through, period, adding another layer as a black woman and going through it, I'm sure.
And as a seasoned black woman. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, okay?
Yeah.
I think I was 47. So yeah, I think I was 47 when I did that. And
wow.
But what it did was it showed me that you always have to stay in a learning state of mind. So that's why my business, at that time, it was Miles Ahead Entertainment. When I bought the radio stations, it became Miles Ahead Entertainment and Broadcasting because I was in the broadcasting business. And then I learned that I don't like Augusta. It's a little slow for me. I'm from D.C. Being in the South, that was nice, but I couldn't live there.
HU grad.
Okay, right, HU grad. I was having a difficult time.
Right.
So, but I said content is king. And that's how I got in the syndication business. I said, if I can come up with a niche show that is not out there, that I can sell to stations across the country, I can make more money. Had I not gone to Augusta and done that, though, I never would have gotten to where I am now, which is the syndication business. That's how I came up with Cafe Mocha, radio from a woman's perspective.
Yes.
Because
and
you had Tom Joyner, you had Steve Harvey, you had Ricky Smiley. Everybody's got women that are on as co-hosts. Why isn't the woman leading? Why are we?
Oh, okay, Sheila, don't go and even stay on that, because like I'm listening to your story, some of which I knew, some of which I didn't know, and while you're talking, I'm just like, what is your message to women? First of all, you said I was a little older when I did it, and there's so many people who want to pivot, want to do more, and they're looking at the clock. Women, we are always looking at the clock, right? Because society always tells us we need to. Who may be hearing this and they're like, I need you to pour in a little bit because I'm seeing what you did at that stage, and then I'm seeing where you are now.
Well, two things. And one is my mother. My mother gave me the first money to even start my business.
Family.
So family first. So, but two things. And one is that I don't ever, when it's my time comes and I go and I sit before the Lord, I need to be able to say, when he asks me, what did you do for the least of thee? I have to be able to answer. And I don't want to ever feel like I didn't do what was in my heart's passion and in my heart. And I don't care. So it has nothing to do with age. If you have a passion for something, then you just stay focused. Just stay focused. Because with age goes wisdom and experience.
I love it. Okay, so I interrupted.
So you lean in on it, okay?
I had to do that because I talk to so many women who are frustrated, know what they want to do when they're like, because we're looking at life.
Right.
But you went ahead and leave, and I love the fact that family help, which means even if you don't have that, we've got to begin supporting and leaning into each other.
That's right. That's right.
So now you're in the broadcasting lane. What are you feeling now?
Well, I love radio. Like I said, you have to stay in a learning state of mind, though, because radio is no longer terrestrial radio. It's satellite, it's terrestrial, it's syndication, it's online, it's digital, and it's just changed.
And content is still king.
Content is still king. And so, but you have to be able to be agile and adjust to the new trends and not be scared of it. Like right now, I'm taking a class on AI because I am
that's right.
I'm a little with it, but I know I'm going to have to get comfortable and understand it. I can figure out how to understand it and how it can work for my business and work for my brand and my content. I'm good with that. But I've got to get there. But you've got to be open to it.
And keep
learning.
So
you have to remain open.
I love it. Oh, my God. So, when you talk about and I just want to go back to Cafe Mocha really quickly, even in creating that platform. And so a woman is running the show and you're talking about things from a woman's perspective. How impactful has that show been?
It's really...
It's good. It's a good show. Y'all
it's like girlfriends having a conversation. And I tell my host that if I listen to the show and I don't hear an aha moment, if I don't hear a moment that I can say, I didn't know that. Did she really say that? Then you've not done your job.
I love it.
And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, I don't want to hear just the stage. You all need to have a real organic conversation. Right. And I think that's what makes Cafe Mocha special. But what's also unique is that we all hail from HBCUs.
Come on now.
Okay, Prairie View, North Carolina A&T, Howard. That's how we came up with the concept of and the idea of having an HBCU film festival.
Let's talk about that. I love how everything is connecting. Like I'm seeing how your whole journey is connecting and now going right back into HBCUs where you hailed from. Tell us about the HBCU project that you have.
This is my passion project.
Okay.
Because I'm going to retire. Okay. What? I'm on them.
Sheila, where you?
Okay.
You just said you was taking an AI class, so I know good and well, unless you're about to duplicate yourself, you are not about to retire. You want to reinvent yourself.
Okay. So my passion project is my HBCU, and it's called the First Look Film Festival because
Film
I
Festival.
want the industry to see this is the next generation of filmmakers, the next generation of content providers. And I'm tired of students saying to me, because we do a lot on HBCUs, oh, I'm a content, creator, and I'm an influencer. Well, if you are, then tell me, how much did you make off of that? How much have you made off being an influencer? If you can't tell me that you're making a living off of being an influencer, then you're not in business. It's cute, but you're not in business.
Right.
So that's part of what this film festival is about. It's about to bring students together with HBCU alum and help them understand, number one, their career goals and what they need to do and prepare for that. But number two, how to monetize and how to begin to think as an entrepreneur. Because I got to tell you, a lot of students, which I love, they don't want to go in corporate America. They want to be entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
And if there's ever a time to go for it, you better go for it now.
I love it.
So it's going to be at Howard University,
HU.
the 8th through the
we're
10th.
just doing everything at
Okay.
HU. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
you know
Give
that.
us the
That's-
dates.
that's
Let
my
us know what's going on.
home.
Okay. So what are the dates?
November 8th through the 10th.
Okay.
And it'll be in the Blackburn Center at Howard, and it kicks off with Notori Norton, and she is.
Yes.
And what's cute is that all of the sessions are named after a black movie. So hers is Power, Passion, and Something for Power.
Yes.
Another one is Dream Girls. Another one is Boys in the Hood, because we're paying tribute to, different directors and producers.
Yes.
But because I realize the students don't know their history. They don't know about these black movies,
I got a problem with that. 'Cause
I got a problem with that, too.
I sit down and make the kids. They have to watch A Different World. They got to watch some Spike Lee. They got to know this. They got to know the classics.
They have to.
I'm going all the way back to Cooley High. That's how far back I
baby,
make mine
now
go.
you going back.
I go back.
Okay, you going back.
I make mine go
I should have
back.
put Cooley High in there. That was a good
I
one.
gotta go back.
That was a good movie.
Because it speaks to us.
It's storytelling,
It is
and it's our
brilliant
culture.
Storytelling.
Yes.
Right? Oh man, I love it. Okay, so we at Howard, we're doing this. So where can people go if they want to find information about it?
You can easily go to hbcufirstlook.com. We have an app. Students told me they wanted an app, so we got an app.
Yes.
So you can go to HBCU First Look Film Festival, and that's where our app is. But everything HBCU First Look, and you'll find us. Last year we kicked off at the Museum of African American History and Culture with Rustin, and what happened?
Yes.
President Obama and Michelle Obama were there, and the students lost
I know
it.
they did. I know
They
they
lost
did.
it. So we have some prizes for them this year, too.
Oh my goodness. That's so good that you're doing this because there's so many of our youth that I did a panel discussion, and the first thing that I asked was, what is it that you need? How are you feeling? And these were inner city youth in D.C., and the overwhelming majority said hopelessness.
Really?
And this was years ago. And a young man stood up, I think he was like 17 or 16. He said, I've been to more funerals than I've been alive than my age. And I was like, oh my goodness. But for me, that just made me say, it's not just good to go and give talks, but you got to be in the trenches with these kids and show them what they can be. The hopelessness many times comes because they don't see it. And so it's one thing to say, oh, you can do it. It's another thing to show them that.
Right. And you have to meet them where they are. That's the other thing. You can't, kids that have come up in the neighborhood, you got to go in.
Right.
And you can't be afraid to go into the neighborhood and be able to have a conversation with them. We honor 3 people at the festival. And so one of the people we're on is Keisha Knight Pullum for the work that she's done,
Love
Spelman.
her.
But another lady we're honoring is T.J. Myers. She works with foster children. And you never think about this. The foster children, when they, number one, if they get into college, they have nothing. So she takes, once you get accepted, she gets them, helps them with their dorm, all their supplies,
goodness.
everything, they books, everything they need, because they're going in with nothing, and she stays with them the 4 years that they are there to make sure that they have everything they need. And I just said, I want to honor her, and this woman has been doing it for years, quietly, and she's an HBCU alum.
Give it up for the HBCUs.
Okay.
I love it. We gotta take care. We gotta take care of us. Sheila, as we end, I just wanna, ask what's next on the horizon for you. Don't say no retirement. We not buying that. But what are you looking forward to now? I mean, we're here at NABOB and we were talking about how Black culture is so important, right? Black ownership is so important. Owning our narrative is so important. How do you take that and build on what you have coming up next? Because I know you got something.
Well, what's next on the broadcast side is my podcast network. Yeah, it's called the Mocha Podcast Network. And it's called Conversations That Matter, because the podcasters on the network are mostly women, but we're talking about subjects that matter. So that cuts out a lot of stuff.
Right,
a
lot.
But that's the baby that I really want to get off the ground, because we need to be having conversations just like we're having to help inspire women.
Yeah.
I'm blessed in that my mother would never take no for an answer. So I never understood the concept of not following something that I wanted to do. But it's a lot of women that didn't have that
yeah.
and have children and have, just obstacles, but understanding that you just work around that. But some people can't. So maybe hearing it can be very useful.
Absolutely. Okay, you got to come back. We got to have another conversation, because I definitely want to come back and talk about the podcast even more.
Yeah, and then you got to come back to Cafe Mocha.
First of all, I love
the
me
ladies,
some Cafe Mocha.
you all had a ball.
We did. I love them. Lonnie Love always makes me laugh. I have a good time, and I respect the work that you do. I'm sure there are doors that you've opened for so many they don't know about it. But thank you, honestly.
Thank you.
Sister to sister, I love it. You are always welcome on AURN.
Thank you. I'm glad
Sheila
to be in the family.
Yeah, we are all family here. And I want to make sure you guys keep tuning into On the Record. We've got plenty more episodes here. We are at NABOB, and we are meeting some amazing people, just like my sis, Miss Sheila Eldridge. Thank you.